Good evening. I'm student meteorologist Elizabeth Temple, and thanks for tuning into your Monday edition of FSU weather. Hope you all had a great weekend. A beautiful look outside right now at Doak Campbell Stadium. So we just have a few higher clouds in the sky, but the sun is shining bright. It is 82 outside with those mostly cloudy skies, and winds are out of the east at 10 miles per hour. And radar is looking very clear as well. And this is not rain. This is just some scatter from the radar at the airport. So tonight we'll have a clear night again with some clouds in the sky, low of 59, and winds will be out of the south-southwest at 5 miles per hour. Another warmer day tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 83, and winds will be out of the east at 10 miles per hour. And our headlines for today, lots of sunshine and clear skies all week long, and we're seeing our average conditions for fall and a beautiful week to be outdoors. All that and more tonight on FSU Weather.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It's going to be pretty warm all week. We've seen dry weather. We're not seeing much interesting weather over the next week, just really, really warm temperatures that could start to approach record levels by the end of the week.
Yeah, although it's not the fault that I'm wanting, but hey, it's better than at least it's not like going super high up in terms of temperature-wise.
Yeah, definitely. At least we're not in the 90s, although when we get up to 87 degrees, we're still talking about pretty hot temperatures expected later this weekend.
Yeah, I'm hoping the humidity doesn't rise because that would just not feel comfortable whatsoever.
Yeah, me too. I think it's going to rise some, but it's definitely not going to rise to the levels we see over the summertime where it feels like 105.
Yeah, I'd rather feel like a sauna in summer than in fall. So at least I can go to the pool then. But anyhow, so I'm excited for the show because, like, on the bright side, we just came off a really nice win with Duke last Saturday. So I can't wait to see what more we have for FSU football.
Yeah, we should definitely be able to beat Wake Forest and Pitt, and then Miami's going to be a really interesting game in about 3 weeks. But now I'm going to send things off to the wall with Elizabeth.
Thank you, guys. So yes, one more look over Tallahassee right now. We have these beautiful skies, just a few of those higher clouds, but nothing to be worried for as far as rain goes, and that's going to be our pattern for quite a while in the near future. It is 82 outside with those clouds in the sky, and winds are out of the east at 10 miles per hour. So we're sitting pretty average. We are sitting just 4 degrees above our average high temperature for the day, and our low is pretty close to the average temperature as well, but nothing near our record high and low temperatures, which is what we like to see. So currently, across the rest of the area, we're seeing upper 70s and low 80s. We're seeing 79 in St. Mark's, 80 in Crawfordville, 76 in Apalachicola, and 76 in Thomasville as well. And those dew points, we're sitting actually pretty comfortable outside, mid to upper 50s. We're sitting at 52 in Tallahassee, 53 in Quincy, actually 43 in Donaldsonville. So it is feeling very nice outside, so it's not feeling hotter than it should be. And we are dry as far as rain goes as well. Nothing to speak of on the radar right now. Very clear skies and very nice for the next few days. We'll see those clouds move through as we head overnight. Not too many clouds as we head through the day, but then we'll see those clouds move back in as we get into dinner time tomorrow. So we'll see low of 59 when you wake up to head to class tomorrow, partly cloudy and very nice outside. So it'll be 61 when you wake up, but then we'll be able to warm up right back up to the low 80s as we head into the afternoon tomorrow. So we have our 7-day forecast here. Not much really to discuss as far as any exciting weather. We'll see mid-80s for tomorrow and Wednesday, and then we'll slowly start to increase up to 87 by Monday. No rain to discuss either, just a few passing clouds, and our lows will be in the low, our lows will be in the low 60s as well. 60 tonight, 62 tomorrow, and 63 on Thursday. It will be able to cool down as we head into early next week as well. So we're going to zoom out and talk about what this pleasant weather is going to look like across the rest of the state.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. So as we look out across Florida, we're seeing so many beautiful skies, especially over here in Destin. That's fantastic. I definitely want to go to the beach. It's 79 degrees. The sun is shining beautifully. I recommend going, if you're out in Destin, go to the beach because it'll be just fantastic. It'll be one of the last few days until March that you'll be able to do so. So as we look across the state, currently we're seeing temperatures ranging from the low 70s, like 73 in Jacksonville, all the way down to the mid-80s, 87 in Tampa being our hot spot. As we zoom out, we'll also see that we're having dry conditions, especially in the Panhandle from Pensacola, especially to Tallahassee. But we get more muggier conditions, especially as we move into South Florida along the Treasure Coast, especially with our highest dew point being at 69 in Key West and also 66 in West Palm Beach. As we're seeing across South Florida, we're seeing that we do have some slight showers coming off the coast of Indian River and going into St. Lucie County, but nothing super severe. Although if the showers do make their way onto the coast, it'll be light at most. As we go up the coast, we're seeing that same band of showers work its way in. At the most, it's not going to be super heavy, as I just mentioned, but as we also will see, we'll see some clouds making their way in off the coast, especially around Daytona Beach, and we're also seeing some clouds coming in from the west direction. Now, as we're seeing from Miami, very beautiful, especially as we look over Lone Depot Stadium, and as we work our way across the week, we'll see some rain tomorrow, but it'll clear up by Thursday, and we'll mainly be staying in the low to mid 80s. For Tampa, very beautiful look at the skyline. We'll be mainly seeing temperatures work its way down into, like, for the most part, it will stay in the mid 80s as well. Then Panama City, especially, also the same thing as Destin, beautiful time to go outside. We'll be mainly hanging around the mid to low 80s for our highs as well. And then Pensacola is going to be seeing the same thing as I've been saying. So we'll have upper 70s for our highs, mid 60s for our lows. I recommend going outside and just enjoying this weather, as it is very nice, especially to go to the beach whatsoever. Now, one thing I will recommend is that if you're going to, now as I will mention, the main reason why we're seeing this is because there's a high situated right off the coast of the Big Bend. So that's why we're seeing so many of these temperatures stay nice and warm. There's not really many fluctuations with the exception of Miami, and that is because there's a low off the coast of South Florida. That's why we will be seeing some rain, especially coming into Miami tomorrow afternoon. So make sure, especially if you're in the Miami-Dade area, factor in some extra time for tomorrow, and make sure don't forget your umbrella. But Nico, what's going on across the rest of the Southeast?
Yes, thank you, Josh. Around the Southeast, we're looking at pretty nice conditions right now, a little bit warm in Orlando, in my opinion, but the rest of the Southeast, we're talking about temperatures between 68 degrees in Charleston, 71 degrees right now here in Atlanta, Georgia. Sunny skies all around the Southeast because we are talking about high pressure dominating the entire Southeast right now. A very weak low off the coast of Miami and in the Bahamas. You're not seeing much in the way of anything except maybe a few very light coastal showers that are not going to really impact any plans. All we're seeing right now is a little bit of an easterly breeze between these two systems, especially in Orlando, 17-mile-per-hour northeasterly breeze. You will notice that for sure. And then 13-mile-per-hour breeze in New Orleans, 12-mile-per-hour right out of the south in Jackson, where it's a little bit warmer. But looking at our future radar, you can see where the major system is coming from, out of the northwest. And by the time we get to Thursday, it's going to be into Arkansas. However, this system does not look like it's going to make it all the way to Florida. And if it does, it's going to take some time. We're going to get pretty hot first. But if you have family and friends out in the plains, they might be dealing with some strong to severe storms and heavy rain in the middle of the week. So make sure that they are aware of that. Currently, our hot spot right now, Jackson, Mississippi at 91 degrees. That's very, very hot for October 23rd. Would not be surprised if that's a record. 87 in Tampa is probably pretty close to a record high as well. We're talking about 82 here in Tallahassee. At least it's not humid, but it's definitely going to feel warm if you're out and about. And our cool spot is right along the coast in Charleston, South Carolina at 68. We're at the easterly breeze there and drier conditions. The further northeast in the southeastern U.S. you go, the drier and the cooler it is right now, with a little bit of a weak front coming in from the northeast. Tallahassee is pretty dry despite the warm temperatures, but if you're in central and southern Florida, you're going to feel muggy conditions as well, and you're going to be dealing with that. Jackson, Mississippi, at least your dew point is 49, while you're 91 degrees in actual air temperature. Looking at our water vapor and our upper levels, you can see there's not a ton of moisture, but there is some. It's not bone dry in the upper levels right now. Our highest levels of moisture are out in this part of Texas and in parts of northern and central Florida, although it's not enough for any rain to fall because of dry air closer to the surface and the high pressure system as well. Tonight we're going to see 62 in Tallahassee, but a little bit behind that northeasterly cool air mass. 45 degrees in Charlotte is going to be pretty chilly for y'all up there tonight. But southern central Florida, Tampa at 70, Miami at 76. You're going to be closer to 80 degrees tonight than you're going to be to 70. Tomorrow is going to be a hot day for much of the southeast, looking at 84 here in Tallahassee and 87 in Jackson. Not as hot as today, but if you get a little bit hotter than predicted, we're going to be dealing with record highs again. But the next few days in Atlanta, if you have any family and friends here, it's going to be really nice outside. Our warmest day on Thursday at 78 is not too bad. But now I'm going to pass things off to Josh.
That's right. It's time for our local spotlight, and it is Bradfordville, Florida. So that is so Bradfordville is basically 30 minutes northeast of Tallahassee. So as you're looking over at Bradfordville, especially looking at this gorgeous sunset, which is another reason why you should go, because we are looking over at Lake Jackson. We are seeing that we are having right now temperatures being at 82 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, which is quite the contrast of what we're seeing, but looking beautiful nonetheless. And we're having a slight wind coming from the east. Now currently we're seeing across the area, we do see some ground scatter, but it's nothing to be super worried about. It's just interference that's being picked up by the radar. And then if you're going to go out to Bradfordville, I recommend going, especially before watching the game, or before going out to celebrate Halloween. So you can go to Bradley's Country Store and get some lovely jams, jellies, also some vintage style sodas and homemade sausages. You can go to, also the drive is absolutely gorgeous. You can just drive on Canopy Roads to get there. And if you want to just go view that beautiful sunset like we just showed, it'll be perfect to go there as well. And finally, if you need to just go to Target and get a bunch of things, there's a Super Target right in Bradfordville. That's what I'm planning to do because I am missing quite a bit of stuff and I just need to go there. But anyhow, so for going across the week, we're going to be hanging around the 83 tomorrow, but as we go up to Friday, we'll be getting up to 86 degrees. And for our lows, we're mainly going to be hanging around the low 60s. So nonetheless, it'll be very comfortable to go outside. And so if you want to go out and watch the sunset, I highly recommend doing it on any of the days. I recommend going on Thursday or Friday because then you won't have to worry about the sun. But Nico, Elizabeth, what's going on with the oldest skydiver in the world?
Yeah, so we had reported a few weeks ago that there was a woman named Dorothy who had broken the record for the oldest person to skydive. She was 104, and this was in Ottawa, Illinois, I looked up. And apparently, since we have done that, she has unfortunately passed away. So there's a little bit of a controversy with the Guinness Book of World Records, right?
Yeah, there definitely is, because she was not able to give permission to the Guinness Book of World Records to put her name in the book. That being said, in my opinion, I think if her family says it's okay, they should be able to put it, because she did do it, and she probably really enjoyed that being one of her last days getting to go skydiving.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
for sure. And she has enjoyed being in the air, so she enjoys skydiving and being in like a hot air balloon and things like that. And she did also skydive at the age of 100 too, so she had the intentions of doing this. So I agree. I believe that she should be honored in the book.
Yeah, definitely. She probably would have wanted it. I don't know if 100 was her own record that she broke or if she broke someone else's record, but if she's in the record book for 100, she probably wants it for 104 as well.
Oh, of course. I mean, I love this because you would feel about that.
I don't know if I'd do that or not. It sounds like it could be fun. It also sounds like it could be scary at the same time.
Oh yeah, like I am not afraid of heights as far as like roller coasters go, but I think that jumping out of a plane is a little bit scary for me.
Yeah, it definitely would be because you're moving in the plane too, so you don't even always know where you're going to land when you do that. You have to do it safely.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, props to her and props to anyone who could skydive because not me personally. Josh, what do you think about this? Do you think that she should be in the book?
Oh, absolutely. I think she should be honored for her courageousness and also like her. Also, like for her to do this at 103, like that is very, very impressive. Like I totally agree. As long as she gets permission from her family, or they get permission from her family, they should totally put her in because I think she'd be honored with this. So I think may she rest in peace. I hope that they do put her in with her family's permission. But to bring it back home, now we're looking live outside of EOAS, looking lovely and beautiful. And currently we're having partly cloudy skies. It's mostly sunny, but we do have some clouds in some parts of our region, so that's one you gotta keep an eye on. And it's gonna be a slight wind coming from the east-northeast. Currently, we are seeing temperatures ranging from 80 to Bainbridge down to the mid 70s around the coast, but mainly seeing some mostly sunny conditions, but also some cloudy conditions as well. We're seeing drier conditions, especially in Dawsonville, but we're going to see more muggier conditions as we work into the eastern part of our region and also going towards the coast. Tomorrow, expect temperatures to be mainly in the low to mid 80s. We'll be having our hotspot being in Tallahassee at 84, and our cooler spots being at 80 along the coast at Apalachicola and St. Mark's. Tonight, we're going to be seeing lows get into the upper 50s and low 60s in some parts of our region. And then as you see, we're going to see some clouds coming in from the west, but we're also seeing some coming in from the east. And then as we transition tomorrow, we'll see them mainly coming in from the east with maybe a scattered shower, but nothing super heavy. Tomorrow, also expect to be at 6 a.m. at 61 degrees, and you'll work your way up to, by the end of tomorrow evening, you'll be at 81. So make sure if you're going to be going outside, just enjoy the weather. But as we work our way across the week, tomorrow we're expecting to get to 84. We'll see this warming trend continue throughout into the weekend. So it'll be nice if you're all planning to go out and celebrate Halloween on Saturday and Sunday night. So you won't have to worry about it whatsoever. Although if you're planning to go to Lake Jackson, to go to Bradfordville, then that'll be a perfect time. I recommend going anytime during the week. And then also for the lows, we'll be mainly having lows in the 60s. But Elizabeth, what's going around town with the lifestyle?
So this nice weather is going to bring us lots of great days to be out and about in and around Tallahassee. So again, beautiful cameras across the entirety of the Panhandle. Beautiful sunset over Panama City Beach right now, as well as these colors over St. George Island. So for your day planner for tomorrow, might need a light jacket as you wake up and head to class in the morning, but then by the afternoon, it might be nice to wear a short sleeve shirt underneath it because we will be getting up into the low 80s by 6 p.m., even at 76 by noon. So land is forecast right now. It is 86 outside with those clouds in the sky, and the winds are out of the east-northeast at 7 miles per hour. So seeing those warm and dry conditions currently, and we will see our temperatures head into the upper 50s by tonight. It'll be 59 for your Stroger forecast if you are studying for your midterms right now, and the winds will be out of the east-northeast at 7 miles per hour with those clear skies. We will have very nice stargazing forecasts for tonight. Our moon is in the waxing crescent phase, and our sunset will be just in about 30 minutes or so at 6:58 p.m. And it'll also be a beautiful night to drive as well. No rain to be concerned about, and you can also roll those windows down as we head into the upper 60s by 12 a.m. So nice morning to walk your dog as well, but it could be a little bit chilly right as the sun comes up, so it might be nice to wait until the afternoon if your dog has a light coat of fur or something like that, because by 11 a.m. we'll see those, we'll see our temperature at 72. Also a nice day to go to the beach as well, but the water might be a little cold because at 7 a.m. will be at 66, but by lunchtime we'll see our temperatures headed to the mid 70s, so a very nice day to be outside there. So we have a few countdowns that we are looking at, and about a week away we'll see Halloween come through. I am very excited for that. We have our next day off of school, which is also for Veterans Day, in 19 days, and our Thanksgiving is 31 days away. So very excited for that. I love Thanksgiving food as well. So next, we're going to pass it off to Nico to look at the local one last time.
Yes, thank you, Elizabeth. Halloween's starting to get into the range of the weather forecast now, which is going to feel really nice as we end up going outside for Halloween. But as you look at your weekend planner, or weekday planner, it should actually say, look at the next 3 days and look how warm we're actually dealing with these temperatures. It may stay a little bit warm headed into Halloween as well, so if you're planning costumes, looks to me like the cold front might hold off till right after Halloween, or it might come through right on Halloween as well. But looking at the local radar right now, we're dealing with not much in the way of anything. We're just dealing with some ground clutter, which is going to be bugs and other stuff that's not going to be any rain or anything. But looking at our future radar, we're dealing with some clouds, but we're not going to be dealing with any rain like I was talking about. Unless you're way out to the east, there will be a few pop-up showers, but these are going to be 5-minute downpours. If anything, they're not going to really put too much of any rain in your day, so if you have outdoor plans, definitely keep them tomorrow, because it does not look like it's going to last for more than a few minutes, and I don't really expect it to rain here anyway. Looking at our temperatures tomorrow, or tonight actually, 80 degrees still at this hour of the evening. We're not going to see that much longer with daylight savings time in 2 weeks, and also finally starting to cool off, hopefully. But dew points, at least we're not super humid right now. We're dew point at 52 here in Tallahassee. Dew points out to the northwest, 43 in Donaldsonville. We're seeing much drier air across that part of our viewing area. But tonight, area-wide, we're dealing with temperatures from the mid to upper 50s, inland to closer to mid-60s. 66 right now in Apalachicola for tonight, 62 here in Tallahassee. Up here in Thomasville, we're dealing with a low of 57 expected, which is going to be our chilliest spot in the viewing area. As you head further southeast, Perry at 62, Madison at 61, Monticello at 60. All of these areas inland are going to deal with a few degrees cooler than what we're dealing with along the coast. But what we're dealing with tomorrow, 84 here in Tallahassee, we're another above average day. Not quite to the record levels yet that we could see headed towards this weekend, very close to record highs at least. But on the coast, 80 degrees is still going to be pretty warm for October 24th. And inland, you're even dealing with 83 degrees in Bainbridge, 81 in Thomasville, 83 in Quincy. All of these areas are going to be well above average. Valdosta, you're also at 83 degrees and not too far off from even 85 at that point, which is where it starts to feel hot outside. But tonight in Tallahassee, it's going to be 59 under partly cloudy skies. So if you have any plans to go out and about tonight, it's going to be maybe chilly for some of you. This isn't cold to me, so if you want to be outside, tonight's a good night to be outside. You're not going to feel much of a breeze, and that's going to be the nicest time to be outside when it gets this hot and humid during the days, because it's going to get humider over the next few days as well, because it's just going to be getting humider with more moisture increasing and the temperatures increasing and our lows getting closer to our highs, and it's going to feel more like summer than it would feel like October. But looking at our live look at Doak Campbell Stadium to finish off our local segment, look at the sunset. That's going to be a beautiful sunset in a bit. You can see the clouds. You'd start to get really nice reflections when you have sunsets like that. And if some of these clouds over on the other end of the camera happen to move in front of it, it's really going to reflect nicely over all this area. But now I'm going to send things off to the desk to close out the show with Elizabeth and Josh.
Thanks, Nico. That was a wonderful show, especially with the kicker chat. I just wanted to add, like Dorothy, she was so courageous. Like, I could never even, I don't think I could even skydive, because I had a hard time jumping off the board at Wakulla Springs. And I'm 21, and she's 103. Well, she was 103, and she skydived.
Well, she was 104, if that makes a difference. which is even more great
Yeah,
for her.
even
Happy
better.
for her,
Yeah.
but not me personally.
Yeah.
Back to our weather though. We have very nice, dry outside. It's nice and warm, but that isn't really helpful when we haven't seen a lot of rain, at least in like central Florida. There are places near Tampa that are in like a really high level of drought right now, and they really need to see the rain. And so moving into this dry season when we've already had a dry season, it's just not ideal in that sense.
Oh, definitely, because it also leaves for the chances for increased chances of wildfires, especially because there's so much drier and likely there's dry vegetation that can likely catch on fire, and because of that, that can allow for more dangerous wildfires to spread and be uncontrollable.
Oh, of course, and especially when those winds like start to pick up, we'll see those dry leaves like start to rub together. So that is something to watch out as we head into this dry weather. But it is very nice, I will say. It's nice to see average temperatures. I wish it was cooler, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, you're not alone. Me and Nico felt that same sentiment at the beginning of the show, and I will still feel that. I do want it to be cold. I don't want it to be in the mid 80s. I'd rather it be in the mid 70s, but I'll take what I can get. At least it's not in the 90s by any means. But I do hope it's like it gets cooler.
Oh, for sure. And we will see this pattern stick around for the next week or so, at least according to the 7 days. So we'll see what happens. But make sure to follow us on Twitter in the meantime. We're at twitter.com/FSU weather.
Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU weather.
And hopefully you're watching us live on YouTube right now, youtube.com/FSU weather, and you can go back and watch old ones too.
And then follow us on Instagram at FSU weather. And then you can also watch us on TikTok, not on school Wi-Fi, at FSU weather.
Yes, of course. Well, thanks for tuning in. Hope you all have a great week. I'm student meteorologist Elizabeth Temple.
And I'm student meteorologist Josh Malay. Have a good night.